Hello everyone, welcome to Atman Unleash Your Soul. Today's topic is really close to my heart, and that is how to raise your vibration and be in a state of high vibrational frequency. Let us start with the amazing words of Nikola Tesla, who stated that to understand the universe, you have to know the vibrations, the energies, the frequencies, because that is the language of the universe, and that is how you can perceive the universe, try to understand it. We often use this word very casually, but we don't understand its meaning. Vibe match nahi ho raha hai. Yeah, we say that we share an amazing frequency, or we say that I did resonate with that person, or we resonate very well. So all these things, what do they mean? What do they imply? Usually they imply that the vibration or the energies of two people have matched in such a way that there is a resonance, and that is what we are trying to explain through our words. That is in common parlance, but to understand this concept we need to dig a bit deeper, and once we do that, maybe many things in our life can get sorted. Firstly, we will be discussing the human emotional frequency chart or vibration chart. So in this chart, many of you must have seen it, many of you might not have. So for the people who haven't seen it before, let me explain that the lower emotions that we have, emotions relating to shame, fear, guilt, things like that, they form a part of the least frequency of human emotions, and that you will find at the bottom. As you go upwards, you will find things like pride, anger, desire. So they also form a part of lower vibrations. But once you come to the point of neutrality, that is when you know that it is a state of improvement, where you are improving your emotional state. You see willingness, you see things like love. And when I talk about the frequency of love, I am not referring to attachment driven or desire driven, control driven love, but it is the frequency of unconditional love, where you are being able to shower love to everybody, and to do things selflessly for people. And from then on, you have peace, joy, and enlightenment. Enlightenment is a state of being of high spiritual thinkers or high spiritual, many leaders have achieved it. That is a very high state. We are not delving into that right now, but what we will try to achieve is how through practices and through practical steps can you raise your vibrations, because most of us on a day-to-day basis, we are anxious, we are guilty, we feel a sense of grief, anger, pride, innermost desire to control our circumstances. So these are the things which we on a day-to-day basis we encounter within ourselves. And once we know how to raise our vibrations, and after raising it, once we know how to protect our vibrations, that is how we know that we have reached a better state of being. Now for this, before delving into this, we will see the need to raise your vibrations. What is the basic need? So if I tell you to delve into the reason of your existence or the purpose of your life, what is it? Think of it for some time. What is the purpose of your life? Now, many of you might say many things like, my purpose of life is to be a doctor, or to be a teacher, or to be a professor, or my purpose of life is to raise a family, be in a relationship with this person, or my purpose of life is to crack this exam or get this job. So these are all aims. These are all goals, these are all ambitions that we have. These are not purposes, okay? But if you delve deeper with all these things, trying to secure a certain marks in an examination, trying to secure a job, or get into an ideal relationship, trying to do all these things. What is it ultimately that we are trying to achieve? Ultimately, we are trying to achieve a state of joy, peace, bliss. We want to feel that. But what if I tell you that even after achieving all these things, you will not get it? Because you have not practiced or cultivated within yourself the habit of being in a high vibration. Every human being wants to raise upwards, but the methods that they follow at times make them fall below in the chart. Okay, so supposedly you want to be in the frequency of unconditional love, correct? But the actions that you take make you fall in the state of anger, the state of desire. So these are the things that happen. We fail time and again. We fail to achieve the state of being that we want to achieve, even after achieving the goals that we have set for ourselves. In our life, what we are trying to achieve is enjoy life to the fullest. And by enjoying life, I don't mean, clubbing and partying, all those things. By enjoying life, I mean to say that being in a state of joy, being in a state of peace. Have you seen a bird fly in the sky? So, be like that bird. That bird doesn't think of, tomorrow what is the society going to tell me. Correct? So, they are just thinking of, maybe the food or whatever, and then they are flying. Correct? So, that is the state of the soul. The state of the soul is not desire. The state of the soul is not anger. The state of the soul is not attachment. The state of the soul is not, being the CEO of a company. The state of the soul is to be very free. Sorry for being blunt here, but I know that the people who watch my videos, the people who see my videos get what I mean to say here. They completely get it. Because of the comments I receive, the people who get in touch with me, and that is exactly the state of being that we are trying to achieve. Step number 1 is segregate. Segregate is that you have to recognize and understand that this is my state of being. This is my, I am in a lower frequency state right now. I am going to get better. But how much time will you spend on that? I am in a state of grief. I am in a state of guilt because I cannot forgive myself for certain things. I am in a state of shame. So all these things, how many days will you grieve? How many days will you feel guilty? How many days will you be scared of the society, of the outcome? Decide. I suggest dedicate 2 to 3 days at max. If you go beyond 2 to 3 days, then it is you are brooding over it. Okay, and there is no point brooding over it. So once you know that you are in that state, after that start working up the ladder. So by working up the ladder is we want to neutralize this state of being. And after we neutralize, then comes a state wherein we can cultivate the higher vibrations. Okay, so step number 1 is this. Secondly, I will give you the practices that you can do to raise your vibrations, and nothing beats gratitude. So the thing that you need to do is gratitude. Have gratitude for the people around you. Have gratitude for the job you have or the place you live in, correct? The circumstances in your life. At times if I tell you that what are you grateful for, people think for 10 seconds. And if I tell you that what are the problems in your life, they will keep saying, because they have practiced it so many times in their minds, right? That this is the complaint that I have, this is the problem that I have, these are the things I am suffering from. They have practiced it so many times. They haven't practiced gratitude. So start today. Start practicing gratitude. After watching this video, write 5 things down for which you are grateful. Correct? Try to bask in a state wherein somebody wants to pamper you, just give in to that. Just give in to that, because you have to understand that there are certain indulgences which you used to love as a child, but right now you have just, because of life and certain circumstances, you have given them up. So don't do that. Try spending time outdoors. The nature is an amazing healer. It is going to keep the child in you alive. It is going to keep you joyful. So do that. The next practice is exercising, because when you exercise, you raise your vibrations. There are many researches associated with it, and I can go on and on and on. But yes, exercising is one of the best practices to raise your vibration. The next one might be a bit difficult, but once you start doing it, you get a hang of it, that people who drain your energy, cut them out of your life. Correct. So, what I mean to say is, cut them out of your life. There are two aspects to it. One is people who are in your life and you have to avoid them, draw boundaries to avoid them. And number two, even in your thoughts, if you are indulging in the thoughts of somebody who you think might be a factor to drain your energy, then you have to cut it and let that be. Get involved in a hobby. So any kind of hobby which you have given up, maybe you wanted to play an instrument, or you were good with cricket, or you were good with acting, or anything, dancing. So involve and indulge yourself in that, and you will see that if you spend 2 to 3 hours a week doing your hobby, or dedicating time towards your hobby, you will see that you are looking forward to for the entire week, and that is going to give you a boost for the rest of the week or the rest of the days. Correct? Do that. And another thing is conscious thinking is very important. I have kept it for the end. So before I mention that, just like, share and subscribe. There might be many people out there who might need to listen to this video, who might need your help, my help. So if you want to ask any questions one-on-one to me, then you might email your queries to me at atmanbyamala@gmail.com. So even beyond my busy schedule, I try to respond to every query over email. Okay, so that is it. Now coming to the last and very important point is conscious thinking. So when you are raising it consciously, only then can you cultivate it. Correct? Only then can you cultivate it, because at a subconscious level, at an unconscious level, many of us brood over negative things much more than it is required. Much more than it is required. If you say that what could you achieve with your negative thoughts, people will not be able to give an answer, because you didn't achieve anything. Have a solution driven approach to life. Have it consciously in your mind that I am aiming to raise my vibrations, I am aiming to attain a state of high vibration, and I am willing to achieve that state. And lastly, I would like to tell you that the soul's nature is to be in a high frequency. The soul's nature is to be free. The soul's nature is to be at peace. The soul's nature is to be joyful. Correct? And whatever other things, calculations, perceptions of the society, what can be the outcome, how can I control my life, all these things are tricks of your mind. Soul doesn't have any desire. Soul doesn't have any aim. If you say that what is my natural state of being, what is the natural state of being of the soul? That is to be free. So stop being a caged bird. Be a bird who is flying in the sky, not fearing tomorrow, and enjoying a state of blissful existence. So that is it. That is all I wanted to share today, and I hope that this video helped you. Thank you so much. Until next time, don't stop dreaming.